Hello everyone, this is Soumyati Prasad from the Department of Biosciences and Bioengineering, IIT Roorkee. I am one of the teaching assistants of the course Tissue Engineering by Professor Vignesh from IIT Madras. This live interaction sessions are brought to you by PMRF NPTEL TA scheme, where we get the opportunity to interact with all of you and hopefully can clear the doubts or questions that you might be facing in the coming weeks of your learning this course. So please join these live sessions and with all of your queries and questions, and I would try to address them. But yes, because of this limited time, we might not be able to address all of them during the live session, but I would encourage you to write those questions to the discussion forum so that we can get back to you. So what we will be doing during this 1 hour live session each week let me share the slides first. I will be briefing you about the content of the week that you have learned, like 4 or 5 important summaries or like 5 minutes or 10 minutes summary of the content that you have learned, main points. And then I would select few questions from the previous year's assignments and will show you how you can get to the question, how you should address the questions properly. So, for example, I have taken one question from the previous years. So, the question goes like, which of the following statements explain or explains an autograft? See, select all that apply. So, from our knowledge of the course, we know that it is a skin graft from the same individual. So, A would be the correct option. But we would not stop here. What we would do is we would take the options and try to gather as much information from the options as well. So, let's look at the options here. So, option B says that the grafts from identical twins. So, what are this called? Like the grafts that are taken from identical twins, not from the same individual, not from the other species, or not from the other individual from the same species. So, what are these grafts called? So, these grafts are called isograft. Secondly, the third option which says that the graft from another individual of the same species, we know that this is called allograft. And the option D, the graft from another species, this is called the xenograft. So like this, we would be addressing each and every question. We might not be able to discuss all the previous year questions, but I would select the important ones or the trick ones, and we would be discussing the answers as well as the options here, and we will try to gather as much information as possible from the questions also. Okay, so this question we have the correct answer A. That is, which of the following statement or statements explains an autograft, a skin graft from the same individual. Okay, so in summary for this week 0, uh, I would encourage you to write and interact with the TAs and Professor Vignesh through the discussion forum. And whatever your queries are, whatever you were having trouble understanding, just write those down, and we will be getting back to you. It might take a little bit time because the participant list is huge, so we have to address a lot of questions. So we will be addressing your questions, rest assured. Okay, and I would encourage you again and again that ask as many questions as you have. So don't worry that it might sound not that much of a bright question. Just don't discriminate against the questions. It is, we want you to ask as many questions as you like, as you are having, and let us be the judge of the what is good question or bad question. We encourage all the questions that you might be having. So write, interact as much as you can in the discussion forum and in the live sessions. Okay, and note down your doubts, and again, do not hesitate to ask. Okay, we appreciate your questions. So I would wish you all the very best for joining this course, and let's have a great time learning. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.